March 13th, 2020. The Florida Department of Education closed schools due to the deadly COVID-19 pandemic. What was supposed to be a normal Friday turned into an event that would change the education system as we know it.
4 years ago, my family and I were on a vacation. We did not have access to phones, computers, the internet at all. So when we came back from vacation, it was almost like, boom, here we are. We're not coming back to schools. We're going to pause everything. But we knew we still had to provide the service, and the kids were counting on us.
Totally shocked, because when we went home for spring break that year, we received notice just a couple of days before we came back, and we knew that we were coming back to a planning day, but it was total shock.
Public schools weren't the only schools being shut down, as private schools would soon close for the safety of the students.
We had to train ourselves in about 24 hours, and then we started that week with the students.
We didn't have time to prepare them, so they basically received communication from our school through email that we were going online. I like to have things planned, and so to be told, okay, we're going online, I didn't know what that looked like. The teachers would follow up to make sure that they had the computer or the tablet that they needed. We ran into some of those issues.
What equipment, what resources do these kiddos need? Every home is a little different, but I wanted to make sure that the kids had every opportunity that they could to thrive.
Well, my first concern was, how am I going to grade these math papers? Because my students have homework in math just about every night. It has caused students to move backwards in their skills.
Our students felt isolated from their friends. We were seeing that in some of the behaviors. That created a lot of emotional stress.
Feeling the isolating effects of the pandemic, educators came up with safe ways to connect with each other and to stay consistent in the lives of the students.
I really thought it was important for the staff to see my face and to hear my voice every day, just like the morning announcements on a regular day of school.
We would meet periodically, actually several times a week online, trying to talk to each other, and sometimes we would just get together as teachers.
We made it a priority that this is school now, so our expectations are you're logged in Monday through Friday.
Well, the way that class began every day, I tried to do that exactly as I would in class. Every day started with prayer, and I start on time. That consistency lets them know this is the serious part of the day.
Coming back to in-person schooling was not as it was before.
We had to implement the mask policies, we had plastic shields on the desks, we had social distancing.
Protocols were put in place, coming not only from the State Department of Education, but also local health officials.
Students for the first part of the year were required to wear a mask. I wore a mask. And the first 2 weeks of school, the students stayed in their seats and the teachers moved from class to class.
We had a very unique situation where an old canoe was repurposed into a hand washing station. It just shows another way of, through a challenging time, grew innovation.
I would just say the most beneficial thing that helped me was getting up early enough to pray for my classes every day.
And follow the examples of the teachers that took the time to play with their kids online, you know, whether it was having a snack with them or lunch with them.
I think the biggest piece of advice would be to stick together. We can all get through this at the same time when faced with any type of challenge like that.
I'd say the funniest thing that happened a couple of times is when I'd be finished on the whiteboard, my cat would come over and stick his face right in the camera.
So one morning I pop into, I think it was a kindergarten classroom online. There's a dad that is sitting at the breakfast table with his son. He has no shirt on,